Okay, welcome to another installment on how to grow hot peppers and regular peppers and tomatoes. This is basically just an update. These are my giant Marconis. Everything's doing really good now. These are my new Mexican variety called Big Jim. These are my Fatales. Our entire spring was very wet, cool, and cloudy. We probably only had about 5 warm, sunny days in the whole spring. That really did something to these peppers. It stunted them for a long time, but in the last couple weeks, these things have just shot up like mad. These are my Bucholokias. They looked extremely small last time I did a video, and they're finally growing good now. This is in Takanatsumi, and these are Tabasco. On the Marconis, I've had to pick off some early peppers so I could allow the plants to use their energy to produce a stronger plant. So keep that in mind if you're planning on doing something like this. You take off the first few peppers on these big varieties to get the plant nice and large. This is my Jamaican hot chocolate. Very nice now. I expect to get quite a few off that one. Takanatsumi, you can't really see it, but there's a bunch of green little peppers in there about 1 inch or so long. They're buried in there. New Mexican variety again. This was wilting a little bit, so I'll probably have to water that one later on today. But as you can see, there's no evidence of that hail damage anymore. The stunted growth that was is no longer. Ixtapa, jalapeno. This one's growing. I decided not to pull off any peppers on these because the plants look pretty good, and I think these peppers, as you can see, I think they're more likely to keep producing than the big varieties like the Big Jim and the Marconis. Marconi again. You know, this is approaching 2 feet tall right here. So that's my peppers. One last look. Incredible difference in a couple weeks. This was that tiny Jamaican hot chocolate that I couldn't get to grow no matter what I did. That's finally starting to look like it's doing something. I'll probably transplant that into another pot pretty soon. Let's get on to the tomatoes now. Tomatoes have just exploded. Everything I've got here I started from seed. If you watch my previous videos, you can see how I did that. This front row here, like 3 foot tall, that's my first prize tomatoes. Very large flowers starting. I expect to get tons of tomatoes off these. I found that the first prize was a very good variety for me. It's a hybrid. The rest of mine are, I believe, heirloom style tomatoes. This little guy here is a shorter bush type. It's determinate. It's lime green, so the tomatoes when ripe just turn a very light shade of yellow, mainly green. These are the black cherries right here. One of my favorites. Black cherry, very sweet, you know. Mixed into the bunch here, I've got I think over here I've got a a plum style tomato, one of those Roma style tomatoes, called Rocky. I forget what I called this one. It's another cherry tomato though back here, but they're all mixed together. So this is the first time I've tried this method of growing all these tomatoes in one location like this. I've got 14 tomato plants in here, and they all are doing just wonderful. So one last look at my tomatoes and peppers, which I'm very pleased with. The growth was slower this year than it has been in the past, but I guess that's the way it goes. And they recovered from the hail very nicely, even though they looked really bad for about a month after that. So that just goes to show you. Somebody once said to me, if I remembered your name, I would say it. What doesn't kill them makes them stronger, and I guess that's true. So this is my latest installment. I think today is the 4th of July, by the way. So just to let you know where I'm at here. And I will have further updates later. I should mention real quick, I do chemically fertilize these once a week. I just picked up whatever I could find. I'm sure Miracle-Gro would work nice, but this is what I found. You know, whatever. It seems to be working just fine. So I couple that with using some organic fertilizers in there, and I don't see any problem. I should mention real quick too that for the tomatoes it's really important that they have calcium in the soil, otherwise they get something called blossom end rot. So what I did to make sure that wouldn't happen is I put in bone meal. And you put in bone meal in the soil every year, and you won't have that problem. So now finally that's it. I'm done. Keep in touch for further updates. Goodbye for now.